Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. We want to say good evening and welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be back with you guys on a beautiful Wednesday here in the Chicagoland area. Actually, it is spring-like temperatures, but it's very nice. Not too cool, not too hot, just perfect. Perfect weather for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy another wonderful show for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. Tonight is Wild Card Wednesday. So this blonde bombshell sitting over there, right there in that box, I think that is Kay Renee. I'm not necessarily sure. She wrote in the comments down there, Kay Renee of Karen's Nugget of Knowledge. But I personally think maybe it's Lady Godiva, or as we say in the hood, Lady Godiva. Ladies and gentlemen, our co-host, the fabulous extraordinaire, and I've got to find out, do blondes have more fun? The one and only Miss Kay Renee. Well, honey,
hey, sweetie, how are you? Welcome back. I missed you.
Oh, thank you, darling. I missed you too. I did. You the one thing I have to give you credit for, my love, is you keep me up on the news stories. You send me messages. I appreciate that, baby. You kept sending things no matter what time of the day or night.
That's right.
Okay, I know she's keeping me up, so I cannot wait to cover everything that we missed. But we've got to talk about this new look on you, honey. Baby, you look like summertime Barbie. You look amazing.
Well, thank you. Well, kudos to my cousin, hairstylist extraordinaire, Miss Deirdre Mason. It's nice to have, family who has wonderful talents. And when I gotten it, earlier this year, little blonde, she said, oh no, we're about to go all the way blonde. Just you wait. And so here we are. So Deirdre, I love you. Thank you so much. Because literally when I posted my new look on Saturday, folks were like, OMG.
Yes, OMG. My.
So, and to answer your question, do blondes have, now here's the funny part, I got to share this with you and our viewers. One of my old beaux, I had texted because it was Father's Day, as you know, over the weekend, and he is a dad and a granddad. So I texted him.
And is he somebody's husband too?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
He's not.
Make sure, because you blondes now. I'm just okay. Go ahead. I digress. Finish the story.
No. So actually, he had my daughter been born, he would have been my baby's daddy.
Aww.
So we always keep in touch. He'll send me happy birthday. I send happy, Father's Day, birthday, Christmas, that sort of thing. So I said, happy Father's Day. Hope you're well, because he's based in North Carolina.
Aww.
And so he said, well, happy Father's Day to you. And I sent him this photo. He was like, oh my. And his words were, I wonder, do blondes have more fun? And I wrote back, well, maybe I'd like to test that theory with you. He's like, I'll talk to you next week.
All right then. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the new and improved, the refined Miss Kay Renee is back in action. It's her summer girl look. So
yes,
all right.
It is.
Well,
yes,
very good.
Is.
All right. Well, I'm so glad we're back together tonight. We have so much that we need to talk about.
Oh God, yes.
A lot of things have gone on since you were last here with us. What was it? Last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday
was the last time we were together. Okay, very good. All right, well, Kay Renee, I don't even know where to start. I guess we'll start here with Chicago. We don't have the COVID update anymore like we used to, so we're not even going to, worry about that. We just leave it where it is.
But think about this. Yeah. COVID, if we had waited a whole year till now, we could have had health workers come to our house for free.
And a $50 Grubhub gift card.
How about that?
We talked about that last night, though. We did. We were saying, oh, by the way, thank you to the amazing Mr. Chris Bass. Great call last night. We had a lot of fun. My brother from another mother. But Kay Renee, we talked about that last night. Now they're talking about, we'll come to you like delivering pizza, give everybody the shot in your house, and we'll leave a $50 gift card. We'll pay for dinner. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, look at all these incentives, but we've been talking about these incentives for a while now. Like, people like us who went and did our duty and are fully vaccinated and all that. But now, I don't know, Kay Renee. I told you all this is mind boggling to me.
Well, at least we're in the running for the $1 million prize. Now,
Yes,
that's one
yes,
good thing. So,
right,
if ladies and gents, if we win it, now, if you don't see Art on the show, you know what time it is. He's gone.
right.
And I'm with him.
Right. Amen. All right. Very good. All right. That's very good. Well, we want to congratulate one of Chicago's very own. Congratulations to Commissioner Annette Nance Holt. She is now the new commissioner of the Chicago Fire
Yes.
Department. She's a more than 30-year veteran of the Chicago Fire Department, and she was currently serving as the acting commissioner of the department. But now she is the commissioner. Prior to her role as acting commissioner, Nance Holt was named the first deputy commissioner in 2018, the first woman to hold that number 2 role in Chicago. She has also served as deputy district chief, battalion chief, EMT, captain EMT, lieutenant EMT, and she was a firefighter. And she is now the first African American fire commissioner for the 3rd largest city in the country.
Amen.
City Council today and all the aldermen approved the mayor's appointment. A round of applause for Commissioner Annette Nance Holt, who is a member of St. Sabina Church, and you see her regularly on the outside. Our hearts still go out to her losing her son. She, was, brought to the spotlight after her son was shot here in Chicago many years ago. And so just to see her now in this position is just so beautiful and just, a true testament of just how good of a person she is and what a great reward. So congratulations. Yay. Celebrate.
Yay, that's right.
Another woman in power. Very nice. Very, very nice. And then we want to congratulate all of our educators, all of the city of Chicago educators, administrators, anybody who had to deal with our children and their education last year up into today, yesterday, or whenever the last day was. I think it was today. We just want to say thank you guys so very much for all that you've done. We really appreciate it. Kay Renee, I mean, neither of us have children, but we have been good aunts and uncles and nanas and everything to children. What do you think about our educators here in our city?
Well, my mom was a late educator. She was a teacher. Yes. I have family member. I have cousins who were teachers. I have one who is an administrator. And I know a lot of teachers and administrators. It takes a village. That song, it takes a village to raise a child. It truly does, especially when it comes to getting an education. And I don't take that lightly. I think teachers, to me, should be one of the highest paid occupations ever, because to deal with children on a regular basis, it takes a lot. So kudos to all the administrators, all the teachers aides, everyone dealing with education. My hat or my hair goes out to you.
Right. Amen. All right. Whatever you got to take off, boo, take it off. All right. Amen. Yes, but no, really. Congratulations to everyone. And then again, congratulations to all of the 2021 graduates as well. And I understand that a lot of the 2020s got in on graduation this year too.
Good.
To kind of make up for that. So we are very, very proud. Congratulations. Very good. All right, Kay Renee, let's start. Let you drop in with a news story. I know you have a plethora of them tonight. Look, I done got my beverage ready. I'm good. I'm relaxed.
Well, since we talk about local news, do we want to talk about that photo that you posted on social media of our lovely mayor and another woman who happens to be an alderwoman in one of the wards here? They were they had a very heated discussion. And looking further, because they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So absolutely. when you first showed it to me, and of course there was a bevy of comments, good, bad, or indifferent. I said, okay, what is this about? So in doing my research, it comes to find out it was resulting of one, the city council had to delay the vote again on whether or not to rename Lakeshore Drive, but during that part, they wanted to appoint new corporation counsel, Miss Sheila Mesa.
Right.
Now, her, the young lady that's with Mayor Lightfoot, what's her name? Alderwoman Jeanette Young Taylor, the 20th Ward. In
Yes.
addition to Ray Lopez of the 15th Ward, they wanted to defer the appointment because they want that lawsuit of Miss Anjanette Young, who was a social worker who unfortunately was, raided
Yeah.
incorrectly by the police. They want to get that settled before they appoint her. Well,
Right.
apparently, Mayor Lightfoot and Alderman Taylor got into a heated
Yes.
discussion
Yes,
of
they
which
do.
people took some
Like this.
photograph,
Like
got you
this.
in the
Like
face,
this. Like
and
this.
exactly. And now
Right.
you know when someone comes in your personal space like this, that's fighting words.
Right. Right.
I don't care where you are in the world. If
Right.
anybody, I don't care what color you are. If you come in my personal space and you start putting your finger at me, we gonna have K Renee won't come out. It'll be a different K Renee. And
Right. Right.
unfortunately, the photograph was taken, and there have been some mixed comments on how Alderman Taylor was disrespecting Mayor Lightfoot. Of course, Alderman Taylor said, our madam came to her disrespectful. So only three people know the truth: Madam Lori, Alderman Taylor, and the good Lord. But
Okay.
it's not a good look for black women. That's all I'm
Right,
going to say.
right, right. And that's what I was trying to say on my page. I knew what the backstory was, and I appreciate you sharing that for those that are not up to speed. But
Mm-hmm.
I knew what the backstory was. And to my understanding, I guess the mayor may have come at her the wrong way and she snapped back. And so one
Mm-hmm.
of the people from my Facebook page, Erica, said, most importantly, I'm mad that the photo was taken for everyone to see and
Right.
judge. You can't tell me that old white politicians have not argued like that before.
Yep.
We know of other situations and things like that have happened in city council. But I think to me, it just looks so bad for two black women to be going at it like that. And as you said, Kay Renee, we all know what this means. We all know when the head whine. We all know when we start backing and bucking that some snit is getting ready to go down.
That's
And
right.
so, I just think, some people are saying she's a wonderful alderman. Other people are saying she's not. I'm not here to judge that. I'm not here to judge the mayor at this time. I just think imagery is everything. And I think that, I don't know. It's a lot on our mayor's plate. We've debated on this show many times. Do we think, is she going to run for a second term? If she does run for a second term, will she win, for a second term?
Right.
So far, I think, between the crime here in this city and just a lot of other things that are going on, it's overwhelming at times. So I'm wondering what is her overall well-being at this time too.
I agree. And I mean, thankfully, she has a supportive wife in her, the first lady,
Right.
as well as her daughter. And, her
Yeah.
mom is still with them. I'm sure she has an extended family. But that, if anyone said, I want to run for mayor, I say, you better be careful what you ask for, because it's not an easy job. So it just wasn't a good optic look for black women, period.
Yes. So people are definitely chiming in on a lot of different things, because today in city council, it also was the debate or the vote whether or not to change Lakeshore Drive to DuSable Lakeshore Drive. And
Right.
so, that's interesting, because see, I thought they were just going to change it to DuSable Drive, but they're talking about making it DuSable Lakeshore Drive. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and a lot of people said that people's addresses would not change. It just would be naming it DuSable Lakeshore Drive. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think about this?
Well, a lot of the elitist individuals live on North Lakeshore Drive.
Oh,
Be
absolutely. Look, it's some that want to be bougie and live on South
okay.
Lakeshore Drive. Yeah.
Okay.
I know
I
people
mean,
who think living on Lakeshore Drive is just the end all to
the
the end.
thing, be all
Yeah.
right.
Yes, dog.
But there's a reason why the name, everyone wants the name, or people want the name change. To me, it's honoring a man. If it had not been for him, what would the name Chicago be? I mean, it was a
Right.
he came here many years ago and discovered this land and not sat here, but came here, had a family here, and many years later, now we're one of the third largest city in the country. We're an international known city, so
That's right.
I get it. I'm hoping there'll be a compromise because I know Mayor Lightfoot mentioned that she wants to name a park after him and all that. So it's just going to be a wait and see because they were supposed to vote on it today. They delayed it again, so
Right.
we may not know until next year.
Right. That is,
At
that
this
is
rate,
true. That is very true. But the way things are going. So I hate that didn't happen today,
right?
as scheduled. And then, for that tit-a-tat to happen between those two women and it be
Mm-hmm.
caught on camera, knowing that people want to be petty and put stuff out there. It's
Okay.
from opening news tonight, every station, scrimmage, tussle, words exchange,
Mm-hmm.
excitement,
Right.
spark fly, I'm like, oh, give it up. All right. Okay, Renee, what else you got in news for us tonight?
Ooh, goodness gracious me. We got some in national news. Lord have mercy. Warren Buffett. Let's start with Warren Buffett.
Yeah, what was the deal with that?
Well, one, I didn't know how old he is, but he's 90.
Wow.
And apparently, he is resigning from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Really?
And now he says it is, it was announced today, even though he's still donating his money, $4.1 billion, shares his Berkshire Hathaway, that's his company, to
Right.
five foundations. I'm sure the Bill and Melinda Gates is one of them, but he's stepping down as trustee. Now
Really?
he says, although he stated that his philanthropic goals and of donating his wealth are still currently in sync, he
Hmm.
feels it's time to step down. I just find the timing so interesting
I do
that
too.
the fact that Bill and Melinda, or Melinda French Gates, let me just be clear because she's now Melinda French Gates,
Right.
are divorcing, and now Warren Buffett said, you know what, y'all not gonna be together. We this threesome about to be a onesome. I'm out.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't the rationale that he says, I don't buy it, because if he wanted to step down, now of course, in the article it says he's been inactive on the board. I don't buy that either.
No, no, I don't. Well, at 90 years old, him stepping down from the board, oh well, there won't be a tremendous loss. And then
No.
he may know something that we don't know. You get what I'm saying? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times when boards are not functioning to their best capacity and their best capabilities, it is almost best that you step away from situations like that because you can get caught up in something and
Right.
it's not worth the whatever it is. And with the Gates going through what they're going through, this man is like, look, I'm wealthy, I'm 90, let me go on and let somebody else deal with this foolishness. And so I think that plays a huge part in that as well too.
I agree, but I just thought the timing was suspect. That's all.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you on that either. I'm not. Yeah, everything these days seems suspect, but we just have to go with the flow. So how
Yes.
about that? All
How
right,
about that?
let's see. I'm gonna pop one in here real
Okay.
quick.
Alrighty.
Believe it or not, this marks the 30th year of the dramedy musical, The Five Heartbeats.
Wow, it's been 30 years.
Fans of the
Wow.
1991 drama comedy musical, The Five Heartbeats, actually got a taste of a reunion this past weekend on social media.
Oh wow.
The actors from The Five Heartbeats all came together for this year's Tribeca Film Festival. Actor
Nice.
Robert Taylor, Harry Lennox, Michael Wright, John Terrell, Tico Wells, and Leon all appeared on the red carpet together in celebration of the film's 30th anniversary and Juneteenth. Of course,
Wow.
Leon is the one that took the picture, put it out on his Instagram, and when he put it out, it took off. Everybody was losing their minds. They were just
Oh
loving it.
wow.
it started trending. And as you guys all know, the iconic film actually screened 30 years ago, and it became a classic. And it was the story of a black male group based on the Temptations, Four Tops during the 60s. Townsend, who commented, said, "Oh, what a night together forever." And everybody is just really loving it. And they also shared with Tom Joyner earlier this year that they're in the process of filming a Five Heartbeats documentary. So
Oh, wow.
wouldn't that be something else? Would you want to see that?
Absolutely. And you know, two of the stars are from Chicago,
Harry
Harry
Lennox?
Lennox and Robert Townsend.
That's
So that's
right.
kind
They
of
both.
cool.
Yes, they are. So yeah, I'm sure you liked Five Heartbeats, didn't you?
Of course I did.
Of course you did. Yes, you
Of
did.
course
Yes.
I did.
Yes. So isn't that
Yes.
wonderful? Yes. I would love to see I guess they're calling everything a documentary now or whatever.
Hmm.
Could you imagine a reunion of all of them now? Like
Yeah,
where
but
they
but unfortunately, some of the characters are no longer with us. Like Diane Carroll is no longer with us.
that's true.
One of the Nicholas brothers who
Right.
played, Dancer wasn't is no
Yes.
longer with us,
Right.
and even the gentleman who was liking Diane Carroll and her husband, he's no longer with us. I can't remember his name, but the gentleman who had red hair, who had the um, uh, label that he was trying to get the Five Heartbeats on, he's gone. So there,
Right.
even though I'm glad the original five are still with us, but there's some of us. I mean, some of the characters are no longer here. So
Right, right. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It really is
yeah.
unfortunate. So, all right, well, we'll let that go. All right, what you got up next on your list?
Well, let's see. Oh, since I am I want to see preacher. Okay, Booker T. Since we're talking about business, one dating app, Bumble, for those
Yeah,
who are into dating, the CEO gave the employees, 700 employees, the whole week off starting this week due
I
to
know.
the pandemic, due to the fact that Whitney, what is her name? Whitney Wolf, who is the youngest, let me just say this, the youngest woman to take her company public. That's pretty significant. The 700 employees that work for Bumble, she had told them, you need to just take the week off to refresh, reflect on what's going on. But a lot of companies are kind of leaning towards that because LinkedIn did that for their employees earlier this year.
Uh-huh. Right.
So
Well, I've talked to several people who have worked through this pandemic and still had to go in and do things. I've talked to people who have been laid off during this pandemic. I even recently spoke to a group of people who said that they would never go back to doing what they did
yeah,
before. And that's why a lot of these places are having a hard time finding employees. There are people I know who, had really great positions and was like, you know what, if I could just make enough to get by, I'd be okay. And just people are not wanting that stress. So I love the fact that Bumble, because dating sites were busy during this pandemic,
oh
is
yes,
doing this to help their employees. Right now, valuing an employee is probably the best thing you can do if you want your business to thrive and grow, especially with a lack of people, not working right now or
that's
not
right.
wanting to work right now.
And think about this, Art. The female population, a lot of mothers have left the workforce because they can find proper child care during this pandemic. So to return back, you're gonna have to offer a really good package and have that truly work life balance. Otherwise, you're not gonna retain quality employees. It's just not gonna
That's right.
happen.
That's right. I was watching something on one of the morning news shows yesterday, and they had a lady that was saying, "Look, if you going back to work in a downtown area and parking is an issue, you need to ask your employer will they cover parking, will
Hmm.
they give some type of transportation credits or some type of just benefits that might behoove you. Because guess what? If they're not offering these, somebody else will be offering these benefits. So, as they say, it's a buyer's market right now.
It is.
And you being the person that needs to be employed, pretty much you got your choice of what you want and do not want. I notice a lot of these people are taking ads out on Facebook, Instagram. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of these fast food restaurants now offering 401k and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of different things. So that, that's really good.
And then, conversely, related to business, Morgan Stanley in New York, they're saying, you better, if you coming back to work with us, you have to be fully vaccinated, otherwise you stay home. So I don't know, that could be a backlash. Even though if you're fully vaccinated, you can come into the offices. Then that goes for employees, clients, everybody. So and if you're
Wow.
not, you have to work remotely. So that may bite them,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, today I was noticing on the morning news, early morning, that 150 nurses at a hospital in Houston, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
the hospital was requiring that all the nurses be fully vaccinated. And the
Mm-hmm.
nurses all came together and was like, hell no, we're not getting vaccinated. Even a couple of the nurses made the statement that again, this vaccine is not, it's really an experiment. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing how we don't have a vaccine for cancer, we don't have a vaccine for AIDS, but yet a vaccine for this pandemic was created so quickly. So but yeah, 150 nurses walked off the job and said, to hell with it. And so that's interesting. And now, nurses, if they're a traveling nurse, they are racking up and cleaning up, making good money.
Of
So
course.
I don't know.
And speaking of, you were at Atlanta for Juneteenth, and I got a story for you about Hot Atlanta. I don't know if you saw it when you were down there, but
No, what is it?
the furniture chain, the Scandinavian furniture chain IKEA.
Yes.
They celebrated, of course, all over the weekend. Everyone had Juneteenth celebrations. Well, unfortunately, IKEA did a major faux pas, and it sparked outrage. An Atlanta branch had a problematic menu to commemorate Juneteenth. Now, let me tell you what the menu included: chicken, watermelon, mac and cheese, potato salad, collard greens, and candied yams. Now, this selection or some parts of the selection, including these items, have been historically deemed to demean us, right? I.e., watermelon. When people think of black people, what they call it? Oh, you eating watermelon and chicken. That can be very demeaning. And so some of the employees said, you know what, we're not working. Sorry. And they protested. And
Okay.
so the store manager, of course, apologized for being offensive. And one of the workers said it would have been nice if you had included one of us to even help you with the menu so it wouldn't be offensive.
Okay. Okay. All right. So they were trying to pull off a soul food meal at IKEA,
Correct. Correct.
but the what threw the soul food meal off was the watermelon.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't thinking well. That
No.
wasn't right, because the soul food meal sounded delicious. And
Mm-hmm.
here's the crazy piece: I bet you it was probably decent, and IKEA does not charge a lot of money, so that would have been a good soul food meal for under $10.
Mm-hmm.
But the watermelon is what set it off. I get that. The chicken, I'm not gonna necessarily fight about it. I mean, yeah, that's our thing. But I found out chicken is a lot of people's thing. But the
Mm-hmm.
watermelon, I think, is really the caveat
That
in that piece. Okay.
that set it off. And
Yes. Okay.
so you got to, diversity is that buzzword, but you have to really think when when companies want to have diverse events, and depending upon the culture, do your
Right.
research so you won't offend
Yeah.
anyone.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I could not agree with you more. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host. What was I getting ready to say? I am your shoot. I am your host, and glad to be here with you guys on this Wednesday evening. In the box next to me is the wonderful Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. We are here 3 nights a week, Monday through Wednesday. We're on summer days, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We broadcast via Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, I think, is still around, or maybe Twitter. I saw a couple of shows on Twitter the other day. We really do appreciate all of you all who do stop by every evening. If you do not watch the show live, you're always able to watch encore performances of the show on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and Twitch. The Real Chat Daddy Show. If you've not done so yet, please subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show on YouTube. You have to be signed into YouTube to be able to subscribe, but we really would appreciate you for subscribing. All right. Tonight is Wild Card Wednesday. I have not seen K Renee since last Wednesday, and so tonight we're catching up on just all type of news stories. We don't have any guest book this evening, but we're here just to share a lot of news that's going on with you guys. Please feel free to chime in and leave your comments. I'm reading them both on my personal Facebook page and the Real Chat Daddy Show page and the Art Chat Daddy Sims page. Okay, so you guys can leave your comments tonight. Kay Renee, you doing okay? Hey, you guys, you notice she's a blonde bombshell, man. She's a blonde bombshell. She's a blonde bombshell.
My summer look for the summer. My summer look. We'll see. We'll see if blondes have more fun this summer. I'll report on a regular basis.
Okay, then. All right. You got the mermaid swoop over the eye going. You know what I'm saying? Right. Okay. Very good. Today is National Pink Day.
And hey, how about that?
Yes, today is National Pink Day.
All right. I had no idea. So I guess subconsciously I was in sync. Thank you, God.
People have mixed emotions about wearing the color pink. Like, I love wearing the color pink. Why? I don't know. A lot, they always say real men wear pink. But the hottest new thing now is the pink suit for a man. And I said that I would love to get me a pink suit. But, pink, I just love it. But it depends on what shade of it and what severity of it. But yes, today is National Pink Day. It's to celebrate all things that are pink. Yes.
How about I had no idea. So when you sound like, oh, I'm in sync. That's cool.
Yes, very good. All right. What else you got in the news for us, darling?
This will definitely be interest of you being a former flight attendant, because I got this one. Wait, actually, there are two stories. The first one, the FAA fined Love Field passenger. He's unidentified. They won't put his name out. Really? $21,000.
What?
For refusing to wear a mask, and he punched a Southwest employee in February. Now, this is what went down. When he boarded, there was a flight going from Dallas to Albuquerque. When he boarded the plane, he initially pulled the bandana on his face, I guess sat down, and then when they were about to, leave the gate, he took it off. So, of course, flight attendants like, look, you got to put your mask on.
Right.
He did it again and then took it off. So the pilot, I guess they notified the pilot. Pilot said, we're going back to the gate. We're going to escort him off the plane.
Right.
Well, in doing so, he punched the employee in the jaw. So not only he was arrested, he is fined by the FAA $21,000. Now, the second part of this story, interesting enough, flight attendants want stiffer penalties for unruly passengers because the FAA up to this year has received 3,100 reports of unruly traveler behavior resulting in fines of, check this out, $560,000. We ain't even finished. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you.
How many of those people actually pay those fines? And then how is the collection of the fine done? So is that considered restitution, or is it, do you lose any? I guess you can't fly until the fees are paid up or whatever.
Well, I'm sure they will know they'll probably put on a watch list.
Right.
The FBI no-fly list. So if you can't, you try to sneak off, say, I'm going to be, my wife is going to pay for my ticket. They see your name like, you can't fly. But the thing about it is, flight attendants also have asked carriers to delay returning alcohol sales. That makes sense.
Yes.
And then lawmakers are now into this game as one senator, Senator Jake Reed, he's a Democrat from Rhode Island. He plans to introduce legislation before the end of this month that would cover abusive passenger behavior along with the TSA, against the flight attendants and TSA officers.
Oh,
So, Mr. Former Flight Attendant, what are your thoughts on this story?
I knew it was gonna come to me. Okay,
Yes.
so listen, seeing that I just recently flew just this
Mm-hmm.
past weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say this. I told Chris Bass this yesterday. Coming home Monday evening, I had a young Ike and Tina sit down next to me. And they were bickering, arguing, using the F bombs, talking. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, okay, now Ike and Tina need to calm this down, because if they don't calm it down, I'm finna let these people know that Ike and Tina are not gonna be able to sit next to me, and it was a full
Right.
flight. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I'm noticing that more people are getting on airplanes a little bit more ghetto fabulous, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. And for
Mm-hmm.
anybody that does not understand what ghetto fabulous is, it's not a race thing. It's an image. It's a style. I saw ghetto fabulous in every race get on the plane. And people were just a little, and I'm sure it was a great weekend for everybody in Atlanta, like it was for me.
Mm-hmm.
But just a hot mess. Now, here's another thing that I noticed leaving Chicago. We left out of here, and there was turbulent weather for maybe the first 15, 20 minutes of the flight. And that's the climb out. That's the ascend out of the airport, getting to that
Mm-hmm.
39,000 feet. They never did serve anything on that flight, and saying that the captain thought, because of turbulence, it was best that they not serve. When we got coming back from Atlanta, we were 30 minutes late leaving the gate. That's how many situations we had on that plane. And I'm not talking about where it broke into fights, but it was just a lot of, I want to sit here, and it just whatever it was a lot of foolishness. And we were 30 minutes late pulling away from the gate. I think that because, coming out of Atlanta and with these storms that we've had recently, it was a little chop and a little bump. But if anybody's seen that beautiful picture I took of the rainbow,
Yes.
sunset, all of that. So the flight was just wonderful. I think that they are judging the people on the plane to whether or not they're going to serve something, because now they even remind you cannot drink your own liquor on airplanes. We never used to say that to passengers when I was a flight attendant. I have never. I still have my flight attendant manual. We've never had to say to people, you cannot drink your own liquor on board this aircraft. You cannot go in the bathroom and use an e-cigarette or a vape pen. I mean, just it has changed drastically. You understand? For me to,
Wow.
I was, when I was a flight attendant the first go round, people still smoked on airplanes. To the second go round of no smoking whatsoever, and now you're saying to people you can't drink your own alcohol on here, you can't use no e-pen, no e-cigarette. And then here's what I love. The airline that I flew on, their flight attendants are known for singing and making
Right.
jokes and all of that. You better believe the flight attendant going was an African American lady, older lady, sweet as she could be. Everybody really wanted to hug her when the flight was over. But in her speech, she was letting people have it. Sweetie, we're not going to put up with this. Sweeties, we're not going to put up with that. She mothered you in her speech. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
everybody was like clapping and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back, the lead flight attendant was an older white woman. She laid it all out as well too. So I said, right. I said, I think these flight attendants, you kind of let, especially on this airline, letting you know we ain't finna put up with it. We ain't finna put up with it. Why don't you sit back, relax? Matter of fact, the flight attendant coming home said, listen, taking your mask off to eat a bag of M&Ms, and it's gonna take you an hour to eat them M&Ms because you eating each M&M 5 minutes a piece, chewing it, and ain't gonna work. You either gonna put the M&Ms in your mouth, eat them, and put that mask back on. And I said, oh, this was a white lady to say. I mean, and she meant it, and she meant it. She was like,
Wow.
yeah, don't pull it trying to eat that bag of M&Ms for an hour with your mask off. She said, so look, people were sitting there like, look, every day they were sitting there like this, sliding stuff under their mask. Look at what you can do. You're right. That's what I do. I
Wow.
carry a straw with me and everything. Preston made good sense as well too. He said, you can drink. Yeah, like Midway done put bars all up and down that terminal. They right.
Mm.
Yep. Midway has bars. Look, as soon as you step off the plane, you can go right to a bar. They should
Oh.
have put yep, mandatory felony. Uh-huh.
Mm.
Because I told you years ago, I worked a flight from Detroit to Aruba to
Mhm.
one of the famous music festivals.
Mhm.
When I got to Aruba, I told crew scheduling that I refused to work the return flight back home. That I refused to. Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Oh, they drank us dry on that plane and cut up and clowned and oh
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
goodness.
And this was years ago, so I can only imagine what it's like today. So
Well,
yeah,
I'll be flying this summer,
right,
so I'll have to report on that how my experience been, post COVID, because
right.
I'm the type person when I do fly, I don't make no trouble. I just like to listen either to music or read a book or go to sleep.
Right, right. I'm,
And
I'm a go to sleep person.
and I only sit in the aisle. I don't sit at the window because with my knee, I need to have, space. So I
Right.
always will request an aisle seat,
Okay.
but I don't bother nobody. And
Right.
I say a prayer. I said, Lord, now I want smooth going up, smooth
Right.
going down, and in between. So I'll have to
Yeah.
definitely report to you when I go out of town, this summer.
Very good. All right. Well, what else you got in the news?
Let's see. We got some good stuff here. Sinbad.
Yeah.
I was so, you know, I'm just so glad that he is coming around. As all of you know, most of you may not know, Sinbad suffered a stroke in November 2020. But I
Mm-hmm.
happened to get this tweet from his, because he's not been very active, obviously, for obvious reasons. But
Right.
his children, Paige and Royce, they were at on June 14th. Sinbad's Funniest Friends shared the stage in Nashville to have a benefit to pay for his medical needs as he recovers from the stroke. This benefit took place at Nashville's Ryman Auditorium, and it
Mm-hmm.
featured comedians like Arnez J, Bruce, Faison Love, Earthquake, J. Anthony Brown, and Lavelle Crawford. And so he wrote a personal note to the audience that both his son and daughter read out. It was very heartwarming, and he's
Yes.
set to return back to the stage in November because he's going to do a benefit for in Indiana for cancer benefits. So we miss you, Sinbad. If you're
We
listening,
do.
we
We
love
do.
you.
Yeah.
I've had the wonderful opportunity to see Sinbad here at the Chicago Theater when he was here in Chicago. He is just one of the funniest comedians. I just adore him. So just keeping you and your family in prayer because strokes are no joke.
Right.
And we just, want you to be just, continue to recover. So
Yes.
that was
Well,
good to see.
I've had the pleasure of being in Sinbad's company several times. I've got to find my picture of Sinbad and but he just always a great guy, really funny, down to earth, very much a family man.
Mm-hmm.
Sinbad, for all the fame he had, he still lived a regular man's life. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I really, appreciate that. And we do wish him a speedy recovery. And we're looking forward to him getting back on stage. Speaking of getting back on stage, and this is perfect for Pride Month, the Grand Dame Diva, Mr. Elton John,
Yes.
announced today that he will be doing his farewell tour. His farewell tour will be coming through Chicago at Soldiers Field. It'll start off in the UK, of course, darling,
Of
and then it'll come
course.
to the United States. And so I just got information today about his tour starting. Would you go see Elton John?
Of course I would. I love his all his music. Daniel, even when he rewrote when Princess Diana's at her funeral, he wrote, Candles in the
Candle in
Wind.
the Wind, yes.
Rocket Man, I
Rocky
saw the
Man.
movie.
Oh my
We
God.
could go on and on, but no,
Yeah.
In seeing that movie, I really had a deeper appreciation for him and how with his journey from
Right.
the beginning, how he accepted who he was as a gay man and just I enjoy. He's a great entertainer. So
Yes.
when you have entertainers like him, if you get a chance to go see him. So yes, to answer your question, Art, I will be there. I've never been, and here's the funny part: I've never been to Soldiers Field at all.
What? You're kidding me.
Nope, nope.
Oh my God, never?
So never, not even for a Bears game. I'm a football fan. Never.
Right. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I hate to say this. I've never sat in a regular seat in Soldiers Field.
Okay.
So, so I, so, so I hope I get to sit in somebody's box when I go to see Elton John because I've never sat in a regular seat. I don't even know if I would know how to act in a regular seat. So
well, we're gonna put it out in the universe that when we go
yeah,
together, we're gonna be in a
in
box.
the VIP suite. Okay,
There you go.
there
That's
we
where
go.
we
All right.
going.
So y'all heard Chat Daddy and K Renee, and if you all want us to, we can broadcast or do something on Elton John's farewell tour. But no, I've
That's
never
right.
sat in a regular seat in Soldiers Field. I've never. All right, very good. Well, with June being Men's Health Awareness Month, and with this being a health and wellness show, we want to remind you guys the importance of men going to get physical checkups. We also want to remind you that it's important that men get mental health checkups. And on this show, we talk about mental health all the time. Over the weekend when I was in Atlanta, K Renee, this story was brought up and I sent it to you this evening. Rapper T-Pain opened up about his mental health after receiving a derogatory comment from Usher. In a clip from a soon-to-be released Netflix series, This Is Pop, T-Pain, whose real name is Fahid Rashid Najim, said that after Usher criticized him for using auto-tune in his music, he fell into a deep 4-year depression. Usher was my friend, T-Pain said. I really respect Usher. And he was like, man, I'm going to tell you something, man. You kind of effed up my music, is what he said. T-Pain never disclosed if Usher apologized for making any of the comments to him, but said that he has recounted his time in life where he really did feel depressed and not valued, by Usher saying what he said. And K Renee, you and I both know the destructive forces that people can put on you, not saying you're good enough, not appreciating, being negative. I've faced it many times. I was told in one breath I was the most amazing thing ever, but under their breath I wasn't sh and not worthy of this, and just a lot of different things. So we both have experienced this before. A black man to come out and say this about another black man, it takes a lot of courage, and I appreciate him for that. What do you think about this?
I heard this story in the morning news reports. Actually, I heard it on The View, and the ladies were talking about it. And I really, when you have a talent, as Usher has, there's a biblical saying, to much is given, much is required.
Right.
And as an international star, because he's known all over the world, you would think that he would want to uplift people who are around him. So I'm very disappointed in Usher. I mean, I have to now look at him in a different light. But also, it made me step back to think, well, probably Usher's a little bit insecure. And, there's a saying, hurt people hurt people. So apparently, somebody hurt him, and he felt necessary to hurt someone else.
Right.
So T-Pain, we love you. You are smart, you are intelligent, and you are loved. And we are just proud for you to be so brave to speak on that. That says a lot. And the fact that we just celebrated Father's Day, especially with black men who are fathers, they don't get the appreciation they deserve because there are a lot of good fathers out there. And it's unfortunate, Art, that we still have people who don't love themselves.
That's
Because I'm
right.
gonna tell you something. For Usher to make that statement, that let me know he doesn't love himself, and
Mhm.
he's hurt himself. So he's like, I'm going to hurt someone else.
Right.
Now there could have been a better way he could have expressed himself and how he felt. That
Right.
was not the way. Because you don't know what a person is feeling when you make statements like
Mhm.
that.
Right.
So that's my take.
You know what's so interesting, Kay Renee, with this being Black Music Month and Men's Health Awareness Month, and just for me to reflect back on the number of people that I've met here in Chicago and around the world, just to know when he was Usher Raymond, him and his
Mm,
mother at the Regal
mm,
Theater, and just how, quiet and docile he was, and then to watch him turn into a major star, and then a lot of the music he sang about, the things he went through, that in itself is enough to say wow. And then I look at somebody like Ludacris, who's been on tour for Fast and Furious #9, and just watching him and knowing the person he is, he's just incredible to me, and just a good guy all the way around. But it's just funny that when these celebrities do things like this, and you go, I didn't see that in them as a young person, and you wonder how did they develop these demeanors like that. Usher probably has rose to the level of success so that belittling people, might be his thing.
But again, as I said a few moments ago, hurt
Hmm.
people hurt people.
Right.
And apparently, someone in his life had decimated his character and his confidence. So subconsciously, he felt the need to do the same.
Yes.
And you cannot do that. If we're here, if anything this pandemic has taught us, that we are all humans and we want to strive, as you've always said in the show, to love, to respect, and to empower. And if you cannot do that, then we're going to ask you to get some help so you
That's right.
can do that. How about
That's right.
that?
That's right. Amen. That was very well said. Look, strong J, strong J. That was very well said. Yes, you got that right. Very, very good. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad that you guys are here with us tonight. It's Wild Card Wednesday, so we're talking about just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I've not seen Kay Renee since last Wednesday, and so she's here tonight. You guys know this is our Friday. We're on summer days now, Monday through Wednesday. On next Monday evening, we will not be on the air. We have a very special event that we have to attend next Monday evening, and we'll give you guys full details about that event on Tuesday night. It may even be a way we might can broadcast for a few minutes from that event on Monday night, but we'll find out and see. But we'll be a part of an event on Monday evening, and if anything, I may be giving tickets away. If you're in the Chicagoland area, I may have tickets for you to join us on Monday night. We'll see how that goes. All right. Let's see. What else do we need to talk about? Oh,
Uh,
and June 30th, the show
yes.
will officially be going on hiatus, and we'll be back on July 12th. July 12th is when the show will be back. Okay. Yes, darling. What were you going to say?
Well, I like to do I like to do articles that talk about can you believe this? So I have three stories that talk about can you believe this? The first one is with one you shared with me. So we'll save that one for last. But
Okay.
the first one was you're buying something, Art, right?
Yes.
And you check your balance. You put your debit card in and you want to get some money, you check your balance. Come to find out, you see a balance of minus negative $49 billion.
I wouldn't even have known how to read that. When I
Okay.
saw that, I said like 49 million,
No,
43.
sweetie. No, no, sweetheart. 49 billion. The
As in a
actual
B with a
B as
B.
in boy. This young California woman, Miss Maggie McGurvin, uh, was shown a balance of 49,999,999,697 dollars and 98 cents. in her Chase checking account. So you can imagine she was sufficiently deficient. Not it wasn't on the positive side, ladies and gents. It was on the negative side. Now, I'll admit there have been moments where I've had a minus sign in my checking account. I won't, I'll be a fool to say I didn't. And I'm sure some of our viewing audience has had a minus sign on their checking account. They won't admit it, but they have. But to have
I've been delivered from them days.
Okay, right.
Thank you, Father. I've been delivered from them days. But yes, ma'am. Yes.
To have a balance that says 49,999,697.98. I'm surprised she was just sane. Because if I saw some snit like that, I probably would pass. Well, I would pass out. Then when I would awaken from the, surprise, I'd be going calling Chase and saying, "What the F is wrong with you?" And they acknowledged. See, I would not be kind. None of that. Because I knew it would be an error. Like, what have you lost your? Because when that happens, you can't get any money out. You can't do anything, right? So they acknowledged it was a bizarre computer error, and they took their time in trying to fix the error. So when they did, she finally had her true balance. But she shared this on TikTok.
No, I know she did.
I was like,
I saw it. It was trending. I saw it.
I don't know how she was a little bit calm. I wouldn't be as calm at all, because as much as banks, I've worked in the financial services industry. I know for a fact, for instance, when you have a check and you want to deposit it, they put a hold on it depending upon the amount. They'll say, "Oh, it's a 5-day hold." And I'm like, "Oh, no, sweetheart, y'all trying to make money off this check." I used to work for the Federal Reserve Bank when I was in college. I used to process those checks. I know how long it takes to clear. They're like, right. "Oh, okay, we'll just hold it for a day." I said, "That's what I thought." So, when you see something like that, it's like, really? That means, then my audit hat comes on and said, what internal control breakdown happened where you had this customer have a $49 billion negative balance?
Okay, so now I'm just going to be ghetto fabulous. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, on this show, ghetto fabulous has nothing to do with color. It's a lifestyle. Now, I'm just going to say this. Girl, who let that charge go through? Hell, I have tried to let $500 go through, $1,000 go through, and the people was like, decline. It was so funny. That's amazing you would say that. I came home in a vehicle the other night and swiped my card and it said decline. And I said, "Mister, the devil is a lie. I know my card ain't declined, mister. I need you to call your dispatch, somebody, but I know damn well that card ain't declined." And come to find out, my card was not declined. But that's and hell, we talking about a $30 cab ride from the airport. So that's why I'm like, who. Right, that whoever let that purchase go through, look, you can have folks out here trying to pull that to see if it even clear, because that is billion, 49 billion would it be?
On the negative side, ladies and gents, not the positive, because we've heard stories where people check their account, they've been on the positive million and billion side, and folks try to cash it. Now, and just so you know, ladies and gents, let me just say this: if that happens to you, you better don't touch it, because if you touch it and spend it, they can come after you. So that's just
right. I had people tell me that same story where they had money accidentally put in their account, and that type. You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right. That's why same way on these dating sites, you all start dealing with these people talking about they want to send you some money and do all that. I've had 2 friends this year alone get catfished. So please do not do that. When somebody say they want to send you some money and your bank account and all that. I know during this pandemic, a lot of these organizations was trying to help people. I found out they were legitimate, but otherwise don't give your account out like that to people.
No. Not okay. And then the second story, which is now When I saw that, I sent this to you today, and I was mad as hell.
Okay. What the wood?
A baby enters in the world.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful baby.
Yes. Yes.
When the baby comes out, she has a severe scar on her left cheek.
Yep. Yep.
When I saw that and I saw the story, I said, "Oh, somebody about to get paid now." Let me just give you the
Right.
backstory, ladies and
Okay.
gents. Denver newborn, uh, Miss Little, I call her, she's so cute. Little Miss Kiani Williams was
Kiani.
Kiani, isn't that cute? Kiani
Yeah,
was
that's
born
it.
earlier this month at the Denver Health Medical Center in Colorado. Within 13 minutes of her birth, the newborn suffered a cut across her face during an emergency C-section her mom had, which required 13 stitches. So I'm wondering if she was born June the 13th. I wonder.
Right. Right.
To close the wound running across her cheek. So imagine, ladies and gents, and I know there we have a lot of women in the audience who fortunately or unfortunately had children via C-section. It's still a major surgery, even though it's normal now. It can be very dangerous, right?
Hmm.
So the father, Mr. Williams, Demarcus Williams, said he was told that Kiani's face was too close to the placenta wall, which caused the cut. Now I don't buy that. I just don't, because those type of cuts are rare. Even though, of course, when a woman who is about to give birth via C-section, they're told of the risks. You know, I
Right.
have a few family members who've had their children via C-section, and they've
Yes.
had successful C-sections.
Right.
But to see that baby, as cute as she is, had to have a plastic surgeon, sew the required
Right.
13 stitches to heal that baby's cheek. It just broke my heart. So the family, as you know, they have a GoFundMe account to pay for not only the medical expenses but legal expenses, because you know what's happening next.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
They're gonna seek legal
Yeah.
action, and,
And
and
they
as they
rightfully
should.
should, as they should. Yes, because there are a lot of things that happen at at birth with babies. So,
Hmm.
and they should. All right. Well, we hope that little baby gets better. At least with her being so young, hopefully that scar won't be so deep and they can work on it and it won't be as
Right.
bad. But yes, isn't that imagine coming into the world with that scar like that?
Exactly.
So
And
yes.
then the story that you have, when I read this, I said, Lord, all I got to say, there's a Temptation song. Papa was a Rolling Stone. This is
Oh,
Grandpop. I'm gonna let you tell this story because I was
okay,
like,
wait a
I
minute, because I
could.
don't. Where did I send that story? I sent it to the other. Wait a minute. Yeah, that. Okay. Here we go. Here we go.
Grandpapa was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah. Okay. So this gentleman explained on TikTok recently that him and his girlfriend moved into what was it? The father's house. Wait a minute.
Grandfather, the
He
grandfather.
he and his girlfriend stayed at the grandfather's house. The
Mm-hmm.
man's girlfriend wound up having an affair with his grandfather
Mm-hmm.
that led to a baby boy, which the man thought was his own baby boy. And it
Mm-hmm.
turns out his grandfather has done stuff like this before because he had a whole nother family living around the corner. So the grandfather got
Girlfriend.
with the grandson's
Girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
That's some hot ass. But look, this had to be right. That I don't even know what to say at this point. And the
And
man, huh?
no, the fact of the matter is, after the baby was born, he wants to still have a relationship with this boy, which I applaud him for. But if you were in that scenario, what would
But
you do?
that's
I
his
mean,
cousin now, right?
uncle,
That's his uncle.
the little boy is his uncle.
Your uncle's younger than you. Your uncle is
Right,
younger than you. Right.
right.
Right. I know of a situation like that too. I
First of first of all, that type of situation can really scar you for life.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And Papa, or in this case, Grandpapa, it really bothers me that he would do this. And that's one thing in the article that the man said, that he really hurt me to do this.
Right.
Of all the women you could have, had your fun with, you gonna have your fun with this one. And then cause my girlfriend to get pregnant, thinking that's my child, and comes out to be my uncle.
Right. Right.
I don't know what to say about that. We need to have an expert on that. And how would you handle that?
Well, a part of my going to Atlanta not only was for the Juneteenth event that I was invited to, and they all got rained out, was to go back to the birthplace of my late father and to kind of trace some footsteps, to kind of find out some things I wanted to know, some, things that can help me to move forward in my life. And a lot of times in these families, you find out a lot of just shady, crazy things that, it makes you clutch your pearls and wonder. But I think it's very common. It's not uncommon for these type of things to happen, but that's just sad to think that your girlfriend, the woman you in love with, turns around and start messing around with your grandfather. Now that's a damn shame. That really is.
I just have, when I read it, I had to read it 3 times to make sure I was reading right. Because you're like, does this really happen in 2021? And like, yeah, I guess it does. And then you sent me a photo early this week about a baby being tattooed. I was mad as hell. Now you tell that story.
They're saying that was ink, that he wasn't really being tattooed, but either way it goes, I agree. The baby did not need to have tattoos all over its body. I believe tattoos, piercings, all of that is something that, a person makes a decision on. My mother took me when I graduated high school and got my ears pierced. And the funniest thing is I've always had both my ears pierced, because back when I got my ears pierced, my mother and I did not know which meant gang and not a gang.
Okay.
That was the determining factor back then. I always knew I wanted my ears pierced or ear pierced, but my mother and I didn't know, okay, is this a gang, not a gang? The lady who pierced my ears didn't know. So my mother was like, to be on the safe side, we finna pierce both of your ears. And that's because it was the trend then, getting pierced. Right. And so that's how I ended up getting both my ears pierced. So my ears have been pierced for a million years now,
And it's funny you mention that, because I didn't get my ears pierced until I was 16.
Okay, right.
Because, typically you get, girls get their ears pierced when they're very young. And I recall my dad, he was picking me up from kindergarten, and he happened to see 2 young girls fighting. And what is the first thing you do when you fight? You pull the earrings, snatch the earrings.
Right.
And blood started to drip, and my dad's all over. They're not getting her ears pierced. Forget all that. And it wasn't until my late great aunt, before my senior year, she had got me some beautiful pearls earrings. Right. She said, I want her to wear these for prom, but they don't have any clip-on ear pearls. So that's what my father said. Okay, she can get her ears pierced. But I saw the video of that baby, and I don't care, ink or not, he was crying. That child, another child scarred. How can you gonna make a decision for a baby whether or not he or she wants to be inked like that? That's ridiculous.
Well,
and he should be put in jail.
I don't like when people make children too grown too fast anyway.
Right.
That little boy looked very grown and fast to me, and really he still was an infant. I was telling everybody yesterday about the lady standing on the bus stop in Atlanta with the 4 children, and the children all had on high-end Gucci shoes.
Yes.
standing there looking like little people and all that kind of stuff. And I get it. I guess I get that you want to dress your children well and dress them impeccably, but as I said to the financial expert last night, it's not making sense to me that you're standing on a bus stop sucking on a lollipop and these kids in these gym shoes when you could have really took that money. And it was so funny because Chris Bass sent me a thing from Gucci today, and he said, "Chat, was it these shoes?" And he sent me the $900 shoes. I said, "No, the gym shoes they had on were the $300 to $500 range Gucci gym shoe." Oh, I know the price range of them all, trust and believe, but I'm still not gonna pay $300 to $500 for a pair of Gucci gym shoes. That's not gonna happen. Find me a clearance rack, outlet. Right.
How about even this better? Buy $300 of stock in Gucci. How about
That's
that?
right. That's right.
Now, how about that?
Right.
If
right.
you're gonna buy some Gucci, buy some $300 stock in Gucci. How about that?
Yes. Amen. I agree. Now,
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes. Okay.
Wait, and speaking of, what about this? Y'all do remember?
Kevin Green said them damn Yeezy shoes. I agree too. Them prison shower shoes.
Oh my
Y'all
goodness!
all that
Hey,
damn
Miss
money
Debbie.
for them. Hey, Debbie, for all them damn prison shower shoes. Yes.
And let's not forget. Remember, we had conversations was earlier this year about certain Gorilla Glue girl.
Yeah.
It seemed like now she gonna launch. Miss Tessica Brown is launching a hair care line.
Oh, of course. Of course.
She gonna keep her. She gonna keep it at the 15 minutes of fame. I was like, this doesn't surprise me.
No, I'm not surprised at all. After that debacle and what she did, and the fact that she wanted her edges straight. Now, I am gonna make a confession here. Okay. I did go out and buy the Gorilla Snot. Because a lot of times when Gorilla Snot is what she should have used on her hair versus the Gorilla Glue. And remember, she thought that Gorilla Glue was in the same category as Gorilla Snot, and it's not. Gorilla Snot is a hair gel product that holds your hair down. So sometimes when I'm out at events or if my hair is not done right, let's be black about this. The edges. When you want your edges, see on this show, right. I kind of do like this, and then I smooth. I put some oil. Y'all know, right? Y'all know I've been on TV, so I know what to do. So the Gorilla Snot at least will hold my edges back, give me a little wave pattern or whatever, and it does hold. But that's called Gorilla Snot. Not Gorilla Glue. Yes.
Okay. I'm. Why would you ever call a product Gorilla Snot? Couldn't they think of a better name for that? That's all I got to say. I'm just like.
Well, it holds. So right, Gorilla Snot. Right. Yes. Do I know a real gorilla?
I know this is Wild Card Wednesday, but God.
It's Wild Card Wednesday. do we, right. Now you got me thinking. Right, what did I put in my hair? But does Gorilla Snot is the real gorilla? So now I'm about to go to a zoo and find out about Gorilla Snot. But yes, that's what it's called. But yes, so I can imagine she's probably going to sell a glue that is similar to Gorilla Snot. And I bet you she may have a contract with Gorilla Snot. Because, we were just talking about the vegan lady, Tabitha Brown. I love and adore Tabitha Brown. I think she's just the most incredible lady. I love watching her videos on her way to fame now. But now that Tabitha is famous, it's so many commercials and just all of that with her stuff that it's amazing how these social media influencers have become such stars,
And that's a great segue to an article you sent us saying, 42% of Americans would give up their TV, pet, or car before giving up social media. So, I guess the question is, we should pose it to our viewing audience. Would you get Real Snot?
Right, Debbie. That's why I'm looking at. I'm about to do some research now on Real Snot.
Oh, goodness.
I got to find out if Gorilla Snot is really right. Okay, so we'll leave that. Okay, so get back to what you were saying.
Apparently, There's been a survey done. 42% of Americans would give up their TV, their pet, or even cars before they gave up their social media accounts. And this is according to a survey by the Reboot Foundation. It was
Huh.
released early this week. Now, I guess they said that here's the thing with a sample size of 1,010 respondents from all across the country, the survey also found that over 70% of Americans would delete all their social media accounts permanently for $10,000 or more, while 20% would do it for 1 million. Now, I'm going to tell you this now. It take more than a million for me to delete everything. Now, if you give me the price, everything is worth the price, right? But not a million. Because, at the end of the day, if you calculate it and do it annuitized in 20 years, that's only $50,000 a year. So you got to do a little bit better than that for me to delete it.
Okay, so here's the deal: the $1 million. As I told you, we talked about this last week or week before last. That
Mm-hmm.
if somebody wanted me to pipe down, be quiet, and disappear,
Right.
right now I could get out of here for $1 million. I could, yes, I could disappear, and I do have a huge following across a lot of
You
various
do.
platforms. I do. But social media is now the wave of the future. It is. I mean, I'm looking at people on TikTok, Instagram, the number of followers, the advertisements, all of that. Terrestrial radio, TV, or to traditional TV, all of that is gone now. As far as there's so much competition out here, but if you gave me $1 million to get off of social media, I could easily do it and wouldn't think twice about it, and would not. I told you give me the right amount of money, baby. I can throw this phone in Lake Michigan. Keep walking. Keep walking. Yes, ma'am. I
And
could.
that's the key, the right amount of money. For me, I don't know if a million would do it. I'm being honest. Now there is a number, but the million ain't it. So, but I could reduce my time in social media for a million. I don't know if I could, leave for a million. But that's really interesting that now people will just give up anything else, but not give up social media. It
Right.
would take a serious amount of money to do that. And,
Right.
you think about this 20, 25 years ago, social media was just still in its infancy. And now you can't, you can't get away from it.
Let me tell you the funniest thing. The only reason why I ever joined Facebook is I was running a community center out here on the south side of Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and all the young people at the community center were on Facebook, and they were leaving the community center, putting their mess on Facebook. So they would leave the community center, they were well behaved, did everything, would leave the community center, go set a car on fire, beating each other up, just all kind of crazy things. So I got on Facebook to be able to monitor the young people at the community center, so I know what I was dealing with the next day when I came in to work. And that's how I got in on Facebook. And then once I became a part of a morning TV show, I really was already at 5,000 followers then, but the TV show put it over the top. And that's why I've been over my friend limit for years. So, yes.
And how long you been on Facebook?
Ooh, I don't know. I'll have to see. It's been a while now. Matter of fact, Facebook recognizes me as an influencer. They just sent me something today to talk to me about, yeah, oh, absolutely. They
Yeah.
considered me an influencer when Miss Rosemary Black died. And I had announced Miss Rosemary's death. And so many people went to my Facebook page, and this is way before Facebook, and they actually reached out to me to ask me who was she and how did I, and that many people gravitated to my page just to find out that the lady had passed away. But it's been some years now since I've been on Facebook.
Okay. For me, I started March 2009. So it's been
Oh, really?
11, it's been almost 12 years now.
Oh, it's been
And
longer than, yeah.
and I started actually for the reason, with my parents' accident. I felt I could reach more people in letting them, because people were just asking about my mom and that sort of thing. And so I'll never forget our literally the first person that reached out to me was an old boyfriend. I was like, you know what? He's like, I just have to find you on Facebook and maybe we could talk again. I was like, sweetie, you are X for a reason. God bless. Wish you well. Deuces.
People that I date, I don't necessarily, they don't have to follow me on Facebook. I don't, yeah, I currently the
Mm-mm.
person I hang out with, we follow each other, but we talk face to face. I tell people there's an image and a person that you have to put out there for the world to see when you're a brand. But,
Right.
other than that, anybody that I'm intimately involved with, we necessarily don't have to be friends on social media like that. Because if we're cool and close to each other, you living with me, you living my life, you know what I'm like. And when you are at a certain level in life, there's an image you put out there you have to live by. But other than that, social media, to me has been a blessing, but it also has been a curse as well too.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, and you have to be able to walk that fine line. When you want to
Right,
promote your business, but then the negative side of it, similar to what we talked about with T Pain, right? Because apparently,
right.
even though he may have said it, Usher, he also probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it's written down somewhere in social media as well. So,
Oh,
it's
absolutely,
just
absolutely.
it can be a
Yep.
double-edged sword, but you just have to, as you get older, they say with age comes wisdom, so you just have to be
Yes,
wise in how whatever you put out, just know that it will be there forever. There's no deleting
that's right.
it.
That's
So
right.
just be careful what you say and how you say it.
Well, and I learned that early on from social media. But the one thing that I will say it helps me with, and I'm sure a lot of people who watch this show, if you are of a certain age and have lived a certain life, it at least, like it'll say 8 years ago today, like today when I got up 2 years ago today, I was at the United Negro College Fund annual gala. And so
Oh
that brought back a
wow.
great memory, great pictures, things like that. So I like it for that. And being the age that I am, and like, Lord, when was that? When did that happen? It
Mm-hmm.
helps me to say, man, thank you, Facebook. But I'm never going to put anything out there that's crazy, derogatory. Everything that I post, whether it's an opinion, a lot of times here lately, people have wanted to fight me. I've had to delete a childhood friend
I know,
because, I
totally.
was talking about, right, the fact that a lot of these women and listen, you guys, it's just not here in Chicago. In Atlanta, they were coming in places like that as well. A lot of these women, I feel, are coming in places just really inappropriately dressed. You know, booty shorts have a time and place, but not in a restaurant, not in that's a whole nother story. We'll have to talk about that. But you know, uh, I lost my thought on that because what were we
You were
saying?
you were saying that you had to delete a childhood
So I
friend
had to
because of the
delete
opinion,
somebody because she
right?
wanted to argue with me and say to me, "How dare you comment on what people got on? You don't know their situation, their circumstance, and that's not what that's about. It's
Right.
about you coming into a public establishment inappropriately dressed. That's the same way I feel about young men with their pants hanging down. All of that. I'm trying to enjoy a meal, not look at you coming in here nasty and naked and illicit and all of that. And I know I'm probably sounding like an old man or whatever, but I just feel
No.
that way about it. I just do. I
No.
really do.
It's so funny that you mentioned art because I happened to see a photo back in the '40s. One of my LinkedIn network persons had posted a beautiful photo of debutantes, black debutantes coming together in Harlem in the '40s dancing, and when if you've ever been a debutante, you're presented to society, right? And you're presented in such a beautiful way. And I said, where are those days?
Right,
Right?
right.
Where are
Yeah,
those days when you
yeah.
come in? We're members of Christ Universal Temple. They had, when our spiritual mom was live, they had those balls. I was part of that, so it was again when you were presented to society in a beautiful, respectful way. And I said, I miss those days.
I do
And I
too.
think,
I do too.
parents need to teach their children. Monique is talking about women wearing bonnets. I can't. that's a huge pet peeve of mine when I see women not presenting themselves out. I mean, you can wear, if you're going to wear a scarf, let it be nice. Don't be looking all ghetto, as they say.
Right.
And it
Right.
really, image is everything. You may be
Right.
thinking you walk into the store, but someone's always watching you.
Right.
And in
Right.
one case,
Right.
take pictures and post them on
Right.
social media.
Yes. 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 I agree with you 100%. So we'll see how that all goes. All right. Well, what else we need to talk about, my darling? Is there anything else we need to cover?
Guess who's coming back on television?
Who?
Tavis. Tavis.
As in Tavis Smiley.
He's coming back. Yes, he is.
Really? And where is
Oh,
he coming back to?
I gotta find that. I know I know I sent this to you somewhere, but I had real like Tavis is coming back. Oh my
Really?
goodness. Yes. Where is that? Let me see here. I know I sent it to you. And I was kind of surprised because as our viewership know, he was let go from
Yes, he was.
PBS, and now
Right.
he
Right.
is coming back.
Very
So
good.
let's
Moment
see.
of redemption. Everybody's allowed that moment of redemption in media, I guess, especially when it comes to black media.
Yeah, but he's definitely gonna have to walk a fine line. Here we go. Let me see here. Just see what it says about Mr. Tavis.
And I think he's
And
coming back with Dr. Cornell West, right?
yeah, they've been kind of
Oh,
friends. They've
well,
been
I can
kind of
imagine.
friends lately.
They were all, they came up together. They you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, they made their mark together. So that birds of a feather flock together.
Well, he's going to be coming back, and he was subject to a lawsuit. I believe he was. Am I wrong on
Cornell
that?
West,
Or he was
Cornell
subject to a
West.
lawsuit?
No, who, Tavis or Cornell?
Yeah, Tavis.
Oh, absolutely. Right. Yes, he
Yeah,
was. Uh-huh.
yeah. So it's going to be interesting. He's going to be. I think he's going to be doing talk radio. So
Oh,
we shall
okay.
see.
Well, that makes sense. Not TV, but talk radio. Okay.
Talk
All
radio.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. All
Yeah.
right. Well, anything else, my love, we need to cover?
Did you cover yesterday about the first NFL player to come out?
We did. We did. June
Good.
is Pride Month, and
Mm-hmm.
we are celebrating all of the LGBTQ plus family and community. This coming Saturday, I think I'm making maybe two appearances at the Pride in the Park here in Chicago. Make sure you guys look out on all my social media pages for information about my appearance at Pride in the Park. And yes, found out yesterday that he with the Raiders, correct? The Raiders that play in Las Vegas. And
Mm-hmm.
so he go ahead and tell us the story.
Well, he is a defensive lineman, Mr. Carl Nassib. He announced to the world that he is gay, and he pledges $100,000 to the Trevor Project, and it's supposed to help, youth who are really struggling with their sexuality. And the way he came out, I'm applauding him for that because he's been wanting to do that for a very long time. And as you may know, when a person really decides to speak their truth, it can be very challenging. So I really do applaud him for speaking out because he's the first openly gay player in the NFL. And
Right.
so that's going to, I mean, that takes courage. That takes courage.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
football is a man sport,
yeah, but
so
I know quite a few gay athletes. I know quite a few. Him coming out took a lot of courage because there are a lot of them that just will
mhm,
not come out, but they do what they want to do. And as you said, it's a very same way with basketball, same way with
mhm,
soccer.
mhm.
Athlete is an athlete, and it's the adrenaline rush for them. But I do know quite a few that like to get down with the get down. So we'll just leave it at that.
And the
I'm headed to
Olympics.
Vegas to a Raiders game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ah, and the Olympics is coming up,
Yeah,
and all the media is just delightful about Miss Shakari Richardson. That little woman can
Yes.
just, I mean, she's just the one. She's been touted now the fastest woman in the world. So to
Yes.
see her, she's gonna blow it up. I mean,
Yes.
you could talk about her nails, you could talk about her lashes, but I dare you to run 10.86 seconds, 100 meters. If you could do that, then I'll give you kudos. But that
Well,
takes some gumption, I tell you.
we were just trying to make sure that she was a girl yesterday, and I know
Yes.
coming from me, I am a member of the LGBTQ plus community. I
Mm-hmm.
did have some questions there for a minute, not
Right.
discriminating at all. Very proud of her or
Mm-hmm.
whatever her pronouns would be, but she is female. We did talk
Mm-hmm.
about that last night. So her
Yes.
pronouns are her, hers, her. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
she, her, hers. And
Right.
so, and but she does have a girlfriend. She recently lost her mom,
Right.
and she went up to hug her grandmother in the situation. But yeah, she's a bad girl. But then she's one of two other black women who have done the doggone thing. And the meme is by air, land, and sea.
See,
That's
yes, yes. So the Olympics, even though I'm still concerned, Art, given the fact it's going to be in Tokyo, they're still having upticks in COVID cases with the Delta variant.
I'm gonna
But
tell you a funny story. Go ahead.
I'm very excited that track and field is going to be dominated by black women and black men pride. So just
Yeah.
get ready, y'all.
Well, the funniest thing is, the Urban Global Traveler series is geared towards traveling the world to
Mhm.
find stories on health, wellness, overall, how people survive the pandemic, everything. On a fluke, I had applied for credentials for the Tokyo Games, but now I'm going to have to turn them down for the simple reason is right, the COVID numbers are off the chain there, as well as there's no liquor being sold in Japan at all. There's no screaming or cheering at the games.
What?
Yes, yes, you pretty much have to quarantine only to the press box and any of the events. You can't really see. Me, I would get out and go do something at night, go sightseeing, come back for the press conferences, things like that. I necessarily am not a sports person, but I'd be there to report on the overall Olympics, the feel, the vibe of Tokyo,
Mhm.
all of that. And I said, oh, hell to the no. Yeah, no liquor is being served in Japan right now because of the COVID cases being the way they are. And they feel that the spread was from the nightclubs and the entertainment places. Tokyo has a fabulous nightlife, just amazing.
Mm,
So that's part of
wow.
the reason. Yes.
Well, first, congratulations on getting those credentials because not everybody can get those
Right.
credentials. Let me just
Yes.
say that.
Yes.
And, I'm glad that you're taking the time to say, you know what? I'll
No.
let someone else do that. But it
Yeah.
should be it's going to be a very interesting Olympics. I was wondering whether or not they were going to still proceed. And now that they are, it's going to be exciting.
Oh, it is. It's gonna be well worth the efforts because really this is the 2020 Olympics, but because of the
Right.
pandemic, they're doing them now. So we'll see. They'll
Exactly.
be televised, as Debbie said, July 23rd through August 8th, and then after that is the Paralympics. And
Right.
a lot of the news stories have been doing wonderful stories on people who will be participating in the Paralympics. So, all
Very
right, very
good.
good. All right, my dear. Well, with that being said, anything else we need to cover?
Well, you got to talk about where you're going to be next month, even though we're going to be on hiatus.
We will be on hiatus. We'll be on hiatus. But just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that the Real Chat Daddy Show will be broadcasting live from Honolulu, Hawaii. Hawaii. Oh, wait. Okay, you got it. Yay. The Real Chat Daddy Show broadcasting live from Hawaii, July 12th through the 14th, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. No, 5 Pacific. 5 p.m. Pacific. I couldn't say that. That was a tongue twister. Of course, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So make sure you guys tune in to find out about Hawaii, a wonderful place. Yes.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Yay.
Yay. Very good. Yes.
Yes.
All right. What else you need us to know, my dear?
Well, speaking of hiatus, as you know, my podcasting partner is doing her thing. So Candid Conversations, is going to be on hiatus until the fall. We had a wonderful Father's Day show with our guest, and I said, this is good. This is a great time to kind of step back and enjoy the summer. As most of you know, my podcasting sister Kim Coleman is an actress, and so she's right now rehearsing for her first play, and so I'm really excited and very proud of her. So we're doing some things. So this is a good time to kind of step back, but I'm just really happy and just again, Art, thank you so much. I can't express my thanks enough to you because if it wasn't for you, I would have never met Kim for us to do Candid Conversations. So again, Art, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, no problem, dear. You've done a great job. We really do appreciate you. You blossomed like a lotus bomb. Look at you. You just, so yes, absolutely. Great job. Really, really, really well. I wish you ladies the best of luck. I'm
Thank
sure when you
you.
do get back together, you'll be doing some amazing things. And
Yes.
that's pretty much it. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It's been another great show. Tonight was Wild Card Wednesday. We hope you guys have
Mhm.
enjoyed all the conversations that we've had. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Booker T. Thank you, Amelda. Thank you, Candace.
Candace,
Thank
book.
you, Blake. Thank you, a lot of you guys. We really do appreciate you so much, Watika. Let me look here on my other page. John is watching us tonight on the other pages. So we really do thank you guys for taking time out of your schedule. Don't forget, we won't be here. Mario, we want to give him a shout out. DJ Brandon, who had a birthday on
Yes, happy
Monday.
birthday,
Yes, absolutely.
DJ.
Brandon, I love you as well, too. So for more information about yours truly, you guys need to go to therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. That's where you can find out more information about me. Kay Renee, darling, we're going to let you give your nuggets so that we can put your website information up. Go right ahead.
All right. This is, even though it's Wild Card Wednesday for Mr. Chat Day, today is Wise Words Wednesday for Kay Renee and Karen's Nuggets. And here it is. Dream big dreams. Only big dreams have the power to move your mind and spirit. And again, this is Wise Words Wednesday. Hashtag dream big and bold dreams.
There you go. Oh my God. There you go. There you go. Great job. For more information about yours truly, go to Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge.com. Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge.com. And there you are. Oh, thank you,
Thank
Tamlin.
you,
We appreciate you so
Tamlin.
much. Tammy, happy birthday. She says happy birthday to all. Okay, well, it's neither one of our
Happy,
birthdays, but happy birthday
right.
to all you
Happy birthday.
Cancerians, you
That's
Geminis,
right.
all of you
That's
all.
right.
That's what we want to say. Yes.
Yes.
Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge.com is where you can go and find out more information about this amazing young lady. If you've not subscribed to YouTube yet, please do so. The Real Chat Daddy Show on YouTube, The Real Chat Daddy Show on Facebook is where you can find everything. Speaking of T-Pain's conversation earlier, if you know of anyone who is feeling suicidal, we ask that you please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 800-273-8255, 800-273-8255. Do not suffer alone. As you guys all know, we're still in the midst of a pandemic. They're saying that the Delta variant is really now taking control of a lot of people. We want to remind you guys that on this show, we are a health and wellness show. So we want to encourage you to try to wear your mask. Oh, okay, Renee, how beautiful. And it's Pink Day. Oh, that is so fabulous. That is really, really nice. Well, let me
Thank
see.
you.
Last night I wore my pride flag mask. Tonight I'll put
Mm.
on BU. It's
All
important
right
to be
now.
you, be you, boo,
Mm-hmm.
be you. If you want to come
Mm-hmm.
on out that closet, baby, come on out that closet right there. Once
Mm-hmm.
we're able to have guests again and people in person, I may have somebody come out that closet one day. I don't know. But the closet is there for you. If you ever need to just come on out the closet, then just come on out the closet, boo. Okay? That's how it all works. Don't forget to sanitize your hands, clean your hands as much as you most possibly can. And on this show, we'll be wearing masks until November of 2025. Yes.
That's
All
right.
right. Yes. Look, put that hand sanitizer. We still got our OnlyFans page. Here we go. Ooh, sexy,
Yes, yes,
sexy,
yes.
sexy, sexy, sexy. All right. Make sure your hands nice and dry. All right. Well, on behalf of Kay Renee and yours truly, Art Chat Daddy Sims, we just want to thank you guys so very much for tuning in tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday night. Pay attention to my social media pages. Pay attention to Kay Renee's social media pages. Ticket giveaway for a wonderful event here in the city of Chicago on Monday night. All right. We'll talk about that and some other things that'll be happening. Okay. Love you guys so much. Have a
Bye,
wonderful night.
guys.
You guys
Be
for joining
safe.
us. On behalf of my co-host, the amazing Miss Kay Renee, the blonde bombshell, and yours truly, our Chat Daddy Sims, we love you guys. We'll see you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, weekend. Stay safe, love each other, and do the right things. That's all we ask that you do. God bless you all. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
It's the real Chat Daddy Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show.